At 0615 on August 21, 1942, Colonel Kiyonao Ichiki stood at the edge of a coconut grove on Guadalcanal, gazing across a shallow creek toward the American lines. Behind him waited 917 of Japan's elite soldiers, battle-hardened men who had swept across Asia undefeated. They believed, as their commanders believed, that no Western army could withstand the unbreakable spirit of the Imperial Japanese soldier. On the far bank, United States Marines. Japanese intelligence had dismissed them as soft, undisciplined, lacking true warrior resolve. They would shatter under a single determined charge. Within hours, nearly 800 of Ichiki's men lay dead. In that bloody night, one of the most dangerous illusions in military history began to collapse: the Japanese conviction that American Marines were incapable of real combat. To grasp what unfolded on Guadalcanal, you must first understand what Japanese leaders truly believed about their enemies before the war. For decades, Japanese military doctrine rested on Yamato Damashii, the spirit of Japan. It wasn't mere patriotism, it was a near mystical faith that Japanese soldiers possessed a spiritual superiority capable of overcoming any material disadvantage. Where the West trusted machines and firepower, Japan trusted the indomitable will of its warriors. Ancient myths in the Kojiki and Nihon Shoki portrayed the Japanese as divine descendants of the sun goddess Amaterasu, with the emperor as a living god. Soldiers fought not just for nation, but for a sacred bloodline. The 1905 victory over Russia seemed to prove it. A smaller Asian power humiliated a European giant through sheer fighting spirit. Material might meant nothing against men willing to die without hesitation. By the 1930s, this belief had become unbreakable doctrine. Western soldiers, especially Americans, were seen as products of decadent, comfort-obsessed societies. They would flee or surrender when pressed. Early Pacific victories appeared to confirm everything. The Philippines collapsed in weeks. Singapore fell despite being called impregnable. Hong Kong, Burma, the Dutch East Indies, all overwhelmed by Japanese ferocity. Even at Wake Island, where Marines held out 2 weeks, commanders chalked it up to desperation, not courage. Then came Guadalcanal. The Marines who landed in August 1942 were no elite force, at least not on paper. Fewer than 70,000 strong, with little recent combat experience beyond small interventions in the Caribbean. Japanese assessments called them garrison troops, effeminate, cowardly. What the Japanese missed, the quiet revolution in the Corps during the 1930s, new amphibious doctrines, specialized training, a culture of initiative and resilience, junior leaders trained to fight on when plans collapsed. Colonel Ichiki embodied the arrogance. Ordered to wait for his full regiment, he ignored it. His 900 men would suffice. The Marines would break at the first Banzai charge, as Westerners always had. But the Marines knew he was coming, thanks to coastwatcher Jacob Voza, who endured brutal torture, chewed through his ropes, and crawled miles bleeding to deliver the warning. At 0130 on August 21, Ichiki attacked across the sandbar at Alligator Creek. Screaming Banzai, bayonets fixed, they charged, expecting panic. The Marines did not panic. Machine guns opened with lethal precision. Water-cooled .30 calibers tore through the waves. Artillery, pre-registered, rained accurate fire. The sandbar turned into a slaughter pen. The Japanese spirit met something new. Disciplined, stubborn, American resolve, backed by firepower they had underestimated. In one night, the myth shattered. Guadalcanal became the graveyard, not just of soldiers, but of an entire worldview.